welcome back. Today we have a special project. We're going to repair and clean a Wii Remote Plus and Nunchuk. The Wiimote is very badly corroded and won't turn on because of it, but by the end of this video, both the Wiimote and the Nunchuk will be looking and working like new. My name is Peyton, and you're watching Replay Revive. So there I was, just opening my mail, and out came this broken $14 Wii Remote Plus in its soft rubber grip. I'll be calling it a Wiimote for the remainder of this video because it's just hilariously cute. Our new Wiimote friend is extremely dirty and even a little wet. Ew. When I opened up the battery cover, I could see a lot of this blue-green stuff. That, my friends, is corrosion. This is probably why the Wiimote won't power on, because electricity can't flow through that stuff, so we're gonna have to figure out how to remove it. As a bonus, I also bought this working Wii Nunchuk. It's already in pretty good condition, but it's a little dirty and weirdly smells like beef. It also still has the original tag on it, which I'm gonna keep on forever. Let's see what kind of damage is under the hood. First, I started unscrewing everything. Only 4 screws in, and I knew it was gonna get dirty. I separated the 2 halves of the shell and took off the button pads, the speaker, and the buttons themselves. Then I took the motherboard out of the other half of the shell, and there we go, there's the real damage of that corrosion. Nasty. I took off the B button plastic housing, and then I had to get one of the battery contacts out of the shell. This took about 10 minutes and a bit of distilled white vinegar. It was very difficult to get out because the corrosion had it really stuck in there. But I activated some sort of muscle in my arm, pushed through, and it came right out. Then I had to take care of the other side of the battery contacts, the ones connected to the motherboard. The only way to get these out was to desolder them, so I added some flux and fresh solder to help them come out more easily, and then they just slowly fell out. This one was extremely corroded, but we move on to the next one. Again, flux, solder, and I slowly shook it to get it the heck out of there. This one was pretty badly corroded too, so I just cleaned the motherboard where they both sat. I even did a quick post-soldering clean with isopropyl alcohol to remove the flux residue and oxidation. Now the motherboard is looking much better. For the Nunchuk, I started by unscrewing it through its belly buttons and slowly pried the 2 parts of the shell open. Then I continued to disassemble everything so that I could clean it. First was the joystick part. Yeah. Then I removed the cord from its little home, which let me remove the whole motherboard from the shell. I also removed the C and Z buttons with a little shake. Then came the button pads and the plastic housing for the C and Z button contact piece. Yeah, these are the official names, I think. And then I ripped the tag off. Yeah, I changed my mind because I don't want that thing slapping me. It's time to clean. I dropped the corroded battery contacts into a jar of distilled white vinegar to try to remove those corrosion products. After the bath, I didn't see any more blue or green, but I did see a whole lot of red. So I rubbed them on this wire brush to try to remove that rust. And it seemed to have worked very well. I didn't end up filming myself cleaning the plastic pieces like the outer shell, but I just used soap and water. You're gonna have to trust me on that one. Also trust that I'm gonna clean the heck out of this Nunchuk. This time, I actually filmed myself cleaning the outer plastic pieces. Yeah, I know. Listen. I scrubbed everything. The outer shell halves, the plastic housing for the C and Z buttons, the buttons themselves, the button pads, the joystick stick. All in soapy water. And after they got scrubbed, I set them out to dry. Thoroughly. With everything cleaned up and decorroded, it's time to reassemble. First, the buttons go into the front half of the shell, then the button pads, and then the speaker, which connects via a pressure connection. Bet you didn't know that one. I put the B button housing together and snapped that plastic onto the motherboard. This is also where the rumble motor is seated. Then I put the whole motherboard into the bottom half of the shell with the B button. I put the light diffuser in, but I quickly realized that I put it in upside down, so I righted that wrong and tried to close it all up. With everything together, all I had to do was screw it down. Then it was time to put that pesky battery contact back into the shell. Thankfully, this was a lot easier to get in than it was to get out, but it was still kind of difficult. I put 2 AA batteries in and the Energizer battery cover back on. I flipped it around and it's lighting up, oh my god. I gave it a quick wipe down with soapy water and a microfiber cloth, and wow, it's kind of really scratched up. But it also looks kind of good, maybe. At least it's not wet with mystery juice anymore. I pressed all the buttons to see if they all felt good. They did. Then I synced it to my Wii by pressing the red button on both the Wiimote and the console. And it works! The buttons work, the rumble, the speaker, the camera. I tested it for a few minutes and everything was working like a dream. Let's reassemble the nunchuck. I put everything back together, making sure everything was clean and in place. And there you have it, a clean and fully functional nunchuck. Oh, it's working so good. Oh, I forgot I gotta switch hands. Ten? Let's go! Yeah, I'd say these work. If you enjoyed this video, just start clicking stuff down there, you'll hit something. If you would like to repair or clean your own Wiimotes and nunchucks, I've included a list of tools and tutorials that I use to learn how to do it myself in the description. Maybe you'll hit one of those, as I just hit my mic. Regardless, thank you for watching, and happy Wiimoting.